So this new work that you're creating here, Fred, is you're using Prismacolor Premier pencils.
That's right, yes, they're a nice soft wax-based lead, well, sort of wax-based colour pencil, which goes very nicely on this paper. This is a soft, what's called an intaglio paper, which is actually was originally made for printing on. It's called Stonehenge, and it was originally made for printing on, and I discovered in the 90s when it was only actually developed in the 90s, this paper. It's quite a recent one, the 1990s. That I discovered that it goes really nicely with a coloured pencil, so I've used it pretty much ever since, really. It's a lovely paper, soft, 100% cotton rag, and the softness of it means that, well, cotton rag means that it's an archival paper, so it won't degrade, it will keep well for many years, but also it's a heavyweight paper, 350 GSM, so it's quite strong paper, and it will take several layers of this colour quite easily.
So, for instance, the sky on this piece, which is quite amazing, looks like it's maybe half a dozen colours, is actually created using a lot more than that because you blend and layer over.
Yes, these are the colours I used for the sky here. These colours here. So I started off with the darker colours, and then I work up through the lighter colours. They're not in order there, they're just higgledy-piggledy. But these colours are the basic colours for this sky here, all melded and blended together.
So that's for the sky, and you've just started work. The sky is pretty much finished, I think, isn't it?
Largely, yes. Yeah, there's a border to do. But I've taken the landscape over the edge here. This is going to be going right up to the edge here, but then I'm going to have like a fade out on the edge of the sky.
Little surreal touch.
Well, it's because it's a view through a window, so I'm suggesting the window, but it's actually drawing the window in and depicting it. I'm sort of suggesting that window effect of looking through something at something else. So that's all I'm doing really with it. It's quite simple, but it's always a tricky bit. A little thing I do here is I get a piece of card with a straight edge like that, and then I can just do that.
Oh, so you don't actually end up going over onto the white border of the paper. That's a neat trick, yeah.
And just tidy up a little bit like that. Yep.
So what you're actually doing in this landscape in the foreground is you're putting, you said with the sky you start off with the darkest colours.
That's right, yes, the darkest, and then you work up to the lightest, and the very lightest of all, which would have been this, was done the very last.
Right.
So I would have started here. This
with
dark
the dark
purple, which is this one. That's that one.
Yeah.
But you can see how different that is from that, because this isn't just this; it's this with all the colours laid over it.
Yeah.
Particularly that, to break the purple and make it less pure purple.
Mm-hmm. So what you're doing at the moment is you're kind of doing the basics of the form of the landscape.
That's right, yes.
By establishing the darkest colours and tones first.
Yes, well obviously this is going to be darker than the sky is, because it's a lit sunset. So this is going to be darker. The birds will be picked out lighter against this dark landscape, and then the houses are catching the light as well.
Yeah, they'll be catching the sun, which is coming from behind you.
Yeah, the sun's coming this way.
As you look at the picture.
So it's actually not sunset, it's actually sunset is behind you, and this is the sky opposite the sunset. This is the eastern sky when the sun's setting in the west.
So how long did the sky take, would you say, in terms of hours? How many hours work is that in total?
About 20.
About 20
roughly.
hours to get that sky. So establishing the dark layers, I mean, you're going to be at least another couple of days, I would say, finishing the landscape, wouldn't you?
Yeah, this is going to take at least probably another 3 or 4 days to get all of this done. Even though it's a smaller area than that, there's quite a lot more going on in it.
Right, more detail.
Yeah. So it's going to take a bit more finessing. And of course, I've got to get it deep enough to contrast with a quite deep sky here.
Yeah.
Which at the moment it isn't. But this is only an underlay colour that I'm putting on here, and I will build it up with these colours here. Actually, got browns and greens here, for the foreground
For
fields.
the foreground area, yeah. Okay, well, it might be nice to do an update in a day or two and see how you've progressed with it then, Fred.
Yeah, that should be interesting.